Hey there, hope you're doing well. I'm standing in front of, if you see what's on the sign, it says Loudon County Parkway, right? Obviously, it's supposed to be Loudon County Parkway. They have a typo, and they've had this typo, I want to say, probably since they installed that sign there. Unfortunately, it's not like HTML, right? Let me wait for the cars to pass. It's not like software, I should say, right? Where it takes you like half a millisecond to make that fix and push it to production. This probably is a lot more labor intensive, right? Anyway, so I thought it was funny. It also speaks to how different all jobs are. Someone's going to have to make this sign again or pick one up that's already there. I'm pretty sure there's more like this. Send someone out here to actually do the installation. And then pick this one back and maybe call it away, right? So there's significant labor involved. Thankfully, in the line of software engineering, we don't need as much, labor. But anyways, so I just saw the sign and I figured start the video with that. So this is machine learning video number 3. The last one I just talked a little bit about the roles I think you might need to fill, or you may need to play to actually have a machine learning, to solve a machine learning problem. Let's take it from there. So we talked about programming, and I think our programming in Python. So I guess learning, if you don't know one of those already, just getting comfortable with the language, the syntax, and all of that stuff is lesson number 1, right? I've actually not done any professional work, where what I mean by that is work that either someone's paid me for or that's in production, right? If it's not that, then I don't put it on my profile, because you can't really, right? Because the only way I feel like you can validate your quality of what you've done is either somebody paid you for it or you have your app in production where folks are actually using it. If neither of that is true, then I personally don't feel comfortable calling myself as someone who even knows that. So in that sense, I haven't done Python. We don't use Python at this point at Snowpal. Not at this point, but I'm pretty sure with this machine learning requirements and whatnot, we're going to use that. I don't have any experience with R programming either. So that's something. And between the two, I would hands down go with Python, just because I've used it in the past. The syntax is a little bit closer to what I've done in other languages and stuff. So, but I don't know. Yeah, but let's say the first, in terms of order of things, the first thing is to get a grasp on Python and make sure I understand it well enough. Okay, that's needed. It's not the most difficult part of the part where I'm concerned about, right? Let's come to the next item, data. When you read these articles online, they pull up the same type of examples, and they're very superficial or high level, in my opinion, at least the ones I've seen. The ones that go into a large amount of detail happen to be math heavy. So there isn't one that's programming heavy when it comes to machine learning content online, at least not that I've found, but I'm sure there's plenty out there. Please share it with me if you know of any good ones. So the idea behind this series of podcasts is to try out, right? Just write the code, get your feet wet, hands dirty, and get something running. So one of the common, if you look up the machine learning problems and examples, they talk about security cameras, they talk about Uber repeatedly as a company, right? Now, that kind of resonates with me, not for the reasons you might think. I'm not actually a Uber user. I think I've probably ordered one Uber ride in my entire life so far. And that too, it was in New York City, and maybe my son did it, I don't remember. But that apart, I have zero knowledge of Uber, the app, the functionality, other than the fact that you would order an Uber if you needed to actually take a cab or go from point A to point B. Let me wait for these cars to pass. Yep. But given that only time we are in a city is like New York, and we find ourselves in a position where we actually don't want to get on a cab or a ride. If we can't get there by walking those blocks, we almost don't have an interest in getting there. So anyways, so my Uber experience is extremely limited, as in literally one ride. But with that said, I think to learn machine learning, it probably is one of the best places to start, because you have to. I'm a true believer that you have to introduce something into your system. The system being either your body or software, when the need presents itself, right? You don't want to use Redux if you don't need it. You don't want to use a piece of software or a framework or a library if it actually doesn't provide quantifiable value that you understand, and if it doesn't solve a very concrete problem, either a business problem or an engineering problem. A lot of times you see that people just end up adopting cool things because they want to learn it, which is great, but let's not make it part of a product and push it to production. That could be just a hobby, a repo that you have on GitHub. That's totally fine. Well, I have plenty of those as well. But let's not make, contrive and force fit it into a production application. It's not going to hold you in good stead. Trust me. So you want to come up with a real problem where machine learning presents itself, sticks its head out and says, you know what, I can help, right? So I feel like Uber would end up being a good example, not because they do a lot of machine learning, it's because I can see the nature of the problem mandate or require something like this. That's again a hunch, but I'm pretty certain it's going to be a great example. So in our next videos, let's take Uber rides, which whether you use it or not, we all understand, right? It takes you from point A to point B. I mean, how hard can it be, right? I'm pretty sure it's very hard, not for us as riders, but for people who are building it. So let's take that example and try to see, let's make a lot of assumptions, right? Because I have no idea how things work at Uber, obviously. But the problem is easy enough. It's not like brain surgery, but where you don't know what goes in there. At least with Uber rides, the problem is simple enough. Solution might be hard, but it's easy to understand the problem. So let's take that and talk more in our subsequent videos. Thank you. I don't know if I did the Snowpal pitch. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. If I didn't, or if I did, apologies, I'm going to say it again. Check out our project management platform on snowpal.com and download the app from the App and Play stores as well. Thank you.